Hello there, my name's Karl and I'm a local chef in Surge's Deli in Spalding. And today we're going to be making a leftover fruit pudding. Now, the recipe is on the website, and if you'd like to download the recipe, you can start cooking with me. And the ingredients are around about 1 pound of leftover fruit, about 2 ounces of butter, 3 whole eggs, a pint of whole milk, although if you prefer semi-skimmed, you can use semi-skimmed, 4 ounces of plain flour, and some caster sugar to serve. The amount is depending on how sweet you like it. But bearing in mind this recipe does have no sugar in the initial recipe, the sugar is added at the end, so it needs some sweetness. And some nutmeg just to finish it off. The prep time for this dish will be around about 20 minutes, and it needs an hour and a quarter in the oven, or an hour to an hour and a quarter in the oven on 180 degrees C for a fan oven, 190 for an ordinary oven, and about gas mark 5 to 6. Right, let's get cooking. Now before we start we need to get our dish, a simple oven dish, say this sort of size roughly. Anything nice, as long as it's oven proof's fine. And we need about half the butter from the recipe to grease our dish. So we'll just open the back of the butter up. A knife. Just get about 1 ounce of the butter. Put that to the side. And just get the butter and just smear it all over the bottom of your dish. Smearing all around. Be generous with it, and do use butter. Don't use margarine and things like that, because they just don't lend themselves to nice flavour. So plenty of butter, and don't worry about if it's big lumps, because it's all going to melt. Okay, splash those about, all nicely greased. Set a little bit out there. We've got a nicely greased butter dish now. Okay, we'll leave that there. Get our cloth, just clean our hands. Now when it comes to the fruit, what you do need to use is think about any old fruit that's left in your dish, especially things that are bruised and a bit squashed, and perhaps the kids won't eat it, but you still want to get your 5 a day into them. So any fruit worth using. Today we've got an apple, a nectarine, a kiwi, a satsuma, and a few grapes. So literally it's as simple as this. We just get hold of, say, the kiwi first, and we're going to peel it. So top and tail it. Slide your knife round, get it all the way around. Okay. Just remove all the skin. Okay, a little bits on the bottom, just check the bottom. Sometimes you have little bits of the skin left. There. Always try and clean as long as you go along. A little pot on the side, or if you've got the bin nearby, the bin. Set that to one side. Satsuma, orange, whatever it is, just peel it. Get the skin off. Satsumas are good because they're easy to peel. Oranges might take a bit longer. Get rid of that, set that to one side. Nectarine's got a stone in the middle, so we need to get the knife on the centre with the core. And just work your knife round, like so. Hold your nectarine and give it a little twist. It should just peel off like so. And with it being a nectarine and not a peach, we can leave the skin on this one. Remove the stone with the point of your knife. Set that to one side. Now with the apple, we do need to peel the apple. So I find the best way to do that is to quarter it first, like so. Remove the core. There. Like that. Try and remove it as little as the core as possible, because the more apple we've got left, the better it is for us. We don't want to put the apple in the bin. There. Again, clean and tidy working is always a good idea. And then get another knife and just take the top off and slide around and remove the skin. And set that to one side. Now be patient, try and take the skin off as thinly as you can, because the more you leave on the apple, the more we get to enjoy to eat. And don't worry about any brown bits if it's bruised. It'll all disappear when we put it into the milk pudding. And that is the idea of this dish, is to use up fruit that would ordinarily get thrown away. Especially bananas. We haven't got any bananas today, but bananas are brilliant in this. Especially the ones that are overripe with lots of little black dots. Okay. Okay, so our fruit's now prepared. Now we just need to cut it into smaller pieces to dot in our dish. So get your nectarine and cut into little wedges, like so. Don't worry if they get a bit squidgy and fall apart. It's going to get cooked in the oven for an hour and a half, so that's going to happen anyway. And just sprinkle them about the bottom of your dish. Same with the apple. Just hold the apple in your hand over your dish, chop away like this, straight into your bowl. If you're not confident cutting in mid-air, you can always literally get the apple on the board and just chop like so, whichever you prefer. Okay, sprinkle that in the dish. Kiwi, cut it in half and then slice down. Don't cut the kiwi too thin or it will just break up and disappear into the dish. Sprinkle that in as well. Okay, sprinkle that in there as well. Just move them about a bit so they're evenly matched and mixed. Your nectarine, your satsuma, just peel off the segments, throw those in as well. Come across any pips, just pull them out. Same with an orange or something like that. If you've got any pips in there, just pull them out. Dot those around. Okay. Grapes, leave them whole, just throw them in. Pop them off the stalks, just like so. Obviously your fruit should have been washed in your bowl beforehand, but if it isn't, just give it a little wash beforehand if you need to. Especially the ones you don't peel. Okay, throw those in there. Okay, and that's the fruit prep done. Now we have to do is prepare the milk batter part of the dish, which is very straightforward. Okay, we've got a bowl, a whisk, 4 ounces of flour. Put the 4 ounces of flour into our bowl. We've got a pint of milk. Full fat's good because it gives it a bit of richness and a bit of depth. Okay, undo that there. And just pour a little bit into your flour, just a little bit. So we can give it a little whisk just to get a batter. So if you put all the milk in straight away, you'll get lumps, and we don't want lumps. So a little bit more, just so we can get it working. Just want to get this smooth batter before we add the rest. Okay, another wee bit. There we go. And this is a great dish for a nice winter's day after a Sunday roast that you can knock up literally in no time at all. And it tastes great hot or cold. It's fabulous straight out the oven. With maybe a dollop of jam on top. And as you can see, we've got a lovely smooth batter there now, which we're now going to add our 3 eggs, whole eggs. Okay, one more. And get those into the batter. This will give the batter a nice rich sort of custardy colour. And as you can see, it's lovely and smooth now, no lumps. And this is now the point where we can add the rest of our milk. Now, the reason we haven't added all the milk, as I said before, if you add it too early, you'll have a lumpy batter, you'll have lumps of flour in your pudding. So the rest of the milk goes in, like so. Okay, whisk it together properly, make sure it's all done. Make sure all the sides are done. Then literally just pour it all over your fruit, like so. All goes in. There we go. That's that. Okay, and then finally, just before we go to put this in the oven, we're going to get the rest of our butter, the rest of the recipe butter, and just a few little dots of butter around the top of your dish. Okay, like there, and there, and there. Okay, and then some freshly grated nutmeg. I've got my own little nutmeg grater, but you can buy a ready grated nutmeg, or if you've got a nutmeg in the cupboard, use an ordinary grater like your Parmesan grater, and just grate over the top. Nutmeg adds a nice little flavour to the dish. Not too much because it's very, very strong. You don't want to overpower it. Okay, and then that literally goes in the oven for an hour to an hour and a quarter. It should rise to the top of your dish, so always leave a little spare inch around the top of the dish, and it'll be lovely and golden brown on top. And then when we pop it out, I'll show you when it's finished. Okay, now the fruit pudding, leftover fruit pudding, has now been in the oven for around about an hour, hour and a quarter. And we're just going to get it out of the oven now and finish it off and serve it. Oh, there we go. One beautiful, wobbly fruit pudding. Okay. Now bear in mind, this has come out of the oven, it's very hot, but it's also got no sweetness in it apart from the added fruit. So we need to add a decent amount of caster sugar on top. Or if you like brown sugar, a bit of brown sugar, a bit of light muscovado or something. But caster sugar lends itself quite well to the dish because it melts quite quickly. So, it's good sprinkling all over the top of your dish. Be generous because remember, there is no sugar in this dish until now. So, if you haven't got a sweet tooth, you can put a bit less, but I guarantee the kids will like the sugar. Good sprinkling. Okay. With a nice serving bowl. You've got your beautiful fruit pudding. Get it out of there, give it a little shake around. Hold of your pudding. You've got all that lovely fruit, the custard's all set. Put that there. Okay. A little bit more. Nice hearty portion. Put that there. I'll move that out of the way. Put that over there for a second. There's there. Now there you have a lovely leftover fruit pudding. Gorgeous, tasty, sweet, and made for stuff that you probably throw away. All it's cost you is a couple of eggs and a pint of milk. Now, if you have more recipes, if you'd like to download them from the website, you can and cook along with me. And happy cooking!